This is the story about the legendary adventures of a wooden puppet who wanted to be a real boy. He was naughty and made mistakes, but had a big heart and had the courage to do what is right. Let me introduce you to Pinocchio. Pinocchio sat inside the cozy cottage of the fairy with turquoise hair. He felt proud of his hard work from the previous day. The warm fire dried the wooden joints of Pinocchio. His curiosity soon grew. Pinocchio saw a glowing firefly outside the window. Pinocchio opened the front door and stepped onto the porch. A violent gust of wind swept through the yard. The heavy oak door slammed shut. The iron lock clicked. Pinocchio was locked outside. The sky turned pitch black. A massive thunderstorm covered the forest. Icy rain poured down in sheets. Thunder shook the ground. Lightning flashed in the dark sky. Pinocchio pounded on the enchanted wooden door with both fists. Pinocchio needed to get inside quickly. The freezing rain made Pinocchio's wooden joints swell and squeak. A voice echoed from inside the house. The giant snail spoke. She was the fairy's magical maid. She carried an enormous, glittering shell on her back. She wore a tiny white apron. The giant snail announced she would open the door. Pinocchio felt relief. He waited on the porch while shivering in the cold wind. 10 minutes passed. Then 30 minutes went by. Pinocchio peeked through the brass keyhole. The giant snail reached the top step of the grand staircase. She moved very slowly. Each step took 5 minutes to complete. The snail carried a silver tray and a warm towel. She was still far from the door. Pinocchio lost his patience. His impulsive habits returned. He forgot his promise to be calm. Pinocchio threw a tantrum on the wet porch. He spun around and kicked the heavy door with all his might. This kick was a terrible mistake. The door was made of enchanted wood. Pinocchio's wooden foot sank into the solid timber. The enchanted wood hardened around the ankle like stone. Pinocchio pulled with all his strength. He twisted and yanked the foot, but the leg remained stuck. Somehow, Pinocchio got its foot free, but the door got completely stuck. The puppet was trapped on the porch due to the storm. Rain poured down and flooded the yard. The rushing water washed away the dirt near the porch stairs. A clicking sound filled the air. A swarm of giant termites crawled from the mud. These insects were as large as cats. They had sharp jaws made to chew through wood. The swarm marched over a wooden porch chair to show their strength. The termites devoured the chair in 3 bites. Only sawdust remained. The starving termites smelled the fresh, enchanted pine that Pinocchio was made of. Some giant termites turned their glowing red eyes toward Pinocchio. The insects charged up the porch steps. Pinocchio panicked. The puppet could not run away. He grabbed a heavy, wet broom from the wall to defend himself. Pinocchio swung the heavy broom like a sword. He knocked 3 termites off the porch into the mud. More termites swarmed forward. Pinocchio kicked the termites with his leg. Pinocchio knocked another termite into the storm. The snail called out from inside the house. The snail announced she reached the middle of the staircase. Pinocchio groaned. He needed the snail to hurry. The termites stopped attacking one by one. They split into 2 groups. The first group distracted Pinocchio from the front. The second group climbed the brick walls to drop onto Pinocchio's head. Pinocchio needed to act quickly. Pinocchio grabbed a wooden bat. He spun the bat in a wild circle. He swatted the leaping termites out of the air. The battle was frantic. Sawdust filled the air. More termites swarmed towards Pinocchio. The insects scraped the paint of Pinocchio with their jaws. Pinocchio formed a final plan. Pinocchio scooped up a handful of thick, wet mud from a flower bed. He smeared the cold mud over his legs and body. The mud covered the scent of the enchanted wood. The termites stopped biting. The insects sniffed the mud in confusion. The termites mistook the puppet for a pile of dirty rocks. A loud click echoed from the door. The giant snail reached the bottom of the stairs. The giant snail turned the heavy iron key. The door swung open. The snail took the iron key out of the door and asked Pinocchio to hold on to it. Pinocchio grabbed the iron key, and the snail pulled him in. The movement yanked Pinocchio violently into the house. He landed on his back on the warm rug. The heavy door slammed shut. The termites remained outside in the storm. The snail offered Pinocchio a warm towel. She smiled at Pinocchio and told him that patience is a great virtue. The door was not locked in the beginning, but Pinocchio got it stuck due to his impatience. Pinocchio sat by the fireplace to dry up. He cleaned the dirt off his body with the towels. Pinocchio realized his temper almost caused him his life. He promised to practice patience. He sat by the warm hearth. He wondered where his journey would lead him next. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next quest. A like and a subscribe will help us stay connected with you. Also be a great source of encouragement for our team.